Happy Thursday, everybody. It is Thursday, May 14th, and we are going to be going over some plants today. Like I mentioned in the last video, I went to the store today and we bought some plants, and I'm going to show you guys where I'm going to put my plants, and also kind of get a little bit of information on like different types of plants that work best for the environment or where your house is, and depending on how much sunlight there is. And also I'm going to wash some windows today because the windows are starting to look a little bit grotesque. And also I'm going to show you guys how to make hummingbird juice. I know most people usually get the hummingbird juice from the stores, that red concoction that you guys usually get, but I'm going to show you a homemade version that I usually make, and it does not include the red dye. So let's go ahead and we will get started on the day and show you what I've got. And I wanted to show you guys that I have finished my diamond painting. I probably finished this maybe about 2 weeks ago, but here is the final product. I'm so happy I got it done. Turned out really good. I'm excited that I was able to show it to you guys. I do have a few more diamond paintings coming up. Just waiting for them to arrive, and I cannot wait to get started on the new ones. Alright, so here are the flowers that I have bought today that we are going to hang up and decorate the back porch here. The one here on the left is a begonia. I usually like making not making begonias, but planting begonias or hanging them up, because from where our house stands at, we don't get a whole lot of sunlight. The only sunlight that we really get is in the early morning, and we probably only get maybe about 3 to 4 hours of sunlight, and begonias are probably the best flowers for that if you do not get a whole lot of sunlight. They're good for maybe about 2 to 4 hours of sunlight. And also another thing about begonias, you don't have to water them as much, which is another good thing, because I have a tendency to kill plants, so that's probably the best option. The one over here right next to it, the pink, that is, what is it? Not a petunia. It is, let me bring it up here. It is, where is it? Oh, there we go. It's an impatient. Patients are pretty much the same way. They get probably about 2 to 4 hours of sunlight, and and again, probably you would have to water them a little bit more than you can with the begonia, but still, it's another good option if you don't get a whole lot of sunlight. And then here, this is a new plant that I have bought. It's called a cyclamen, and again, this one only gets about 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. So I figured this would probably maybe be a good plant to put in one of my flower pots, one of my favorite flower pots. I'm going to show you here in just a moment. But yep, that is what I have, and we're going to go ahead and hang these babies up and get them all watered up, because they are dry as a bone. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, and here's a few things that I just put out for decoration along with flowers. Here is the flower pot I was telling you guys about. This is my chicken flower pot. I absolutely love this thing. I think it is so adorable. I got this over at Reading Feed and Seed, I think, over in Reading, Ohio. I really like how old it looks and how worn out it looks, and I just love this flower pot, and that is where that one little white flower is going to go into. Another one, I got my little Reds garden gnome, and I got him at a Reds game, and so he's just a little cute little decoration to put out, bring some entertainment, and hopefully it'll bring us luck that hopefully maybe baseball will start eventually. Right here is another hummingbird feeder. This is not the hummingbird feeder I'm going to use, but this was a hummingbird feeder that was made by somebody that my dad works with, and it was given to me as, I think it was a Christmas present. As you can see, it is the Bengals helmet, and it has Houday inscripted into it, and of course there's a little football. And then right over here is my wind chime. I was looking to get a new wind chime, but I could not find one. But right here is the one I used, but as you can see, probably from the other side, that one of his little spinners has broken off, and so he's not able to spin on one side. But we're going to go ahead and we'll just use him for the time being and see what he can do for us, and maybe later on I'll get a different wind chime, but we'll see. Alright, so those are the decorations. Alright, so I'd say that looks pretty darn good. Got everything watered and everything placed where I wanted to. Now let's go ahead and we'll head inside and I'll show you guys how to make the hummingbird juice. Okay, so there is my hummingbird feeder, and we're going to go ahead and start making the juice for this. And all you're going to need for this mixture is sugar, and then a measuring cup and water. That is all you're going to do. So let's go ahead and we'll mix this mixture up. Okay, so I went ahead and I filled up my measuring cup, and we're going to go ahead and make 2 cups worth of juice. And the thing you got to remember when making hummingbird juice, it's very similar to when you're making rice. You have to do like about, I think it's like half and half, I think is what they call it. But so in this case, since I am making 2 cups, or making 2 cups of the solution, so I got the water in here. So then you're only going to add 1 cup of sugar. So let me go ahead and grab my measuring cup here, and we're just going to go ahead and measure it. We are not going to put it in the sugar in the water quite yet, because we got to heat up the water before we can put the sugar in. So go ahead and get a little bit more in there. All right. Perfect. So that way it just evens it out. So in this case, if you're making 1 cup of the mixture, then you're only going to need a half a cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of water, then you're going to use 3/4 cups, and so on and so forth. So that's the key you got to remember. All right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to put our water into the microwave. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up the microwave, and we're going to put this in. I usually do about 5 minutes. And the key, what you need to do is make sure that your water is boiling. So if it's not boiling after 5 minutes, I go ahead and put it in for another 5 until you start to see it boil. This way, with you boiling, it's killing all those bacteria and then everything else that could get into the water, so that way it's not hurting the hummingbird. So we're going to go ahead and put this in, and then we're going to put it in for 5 minutes. Okay, and now we're just going to wait for that to boil. Okay, so we have about 30 seconds left before this comes out of the microwave, and I don't know if you guys could see this very well, but you can tell it is boiling. So if you do see that, that means it is piping hot, and that is exactly where you need it to be. So there's about 10 seconds left before we take this out, and then we will go ahead and we are going to add our sugar and then mix it up. So, all right, there we go. Yep. So there you go. It's just now calming down since the microwave's off. So we're going to go ahead and take this out. Okay. All right. And then once you take it out, you're going to go ahead and add your sugar mixture. Okay, and then what I usually do, I like to use a whisk for this, so that way just the sugar can dissolve. So, got my whisk, and this is filled up way to the top, so probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. Just whisk it up, make sure that's all dissolved. Okay, I'd say that is probably pretty good. Okay, now we have to let it sit and cool because you don't want to give a hummingbird a piping hot bird feeder. That would not be good. So we're going to go ahead and let this cool, and while it's cooling, we're going to go ahead and get started on our windows. Okay, we're about to wash some windows, but I wanted to show you guys the glass cleaner that I like to use. It's the spray away glass cleaner. I think this stuff is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it if you do have like a dog who likes to leave all their nose prints all over the windows. This stuff really gets that up really good. So this is what we're using today, and again, if you're looking for a really good glass cleaner, this stuff is amazing. Alright, let's get these dirty windows cleaned. Alright, got the outside ones done. Now it's time for the inside. was exhausting. But all of them are clean, so time for a little bit of a dew break. Whew. Alrighty. Okay, all the windows are clean. Now, you may have noticed that some of the windows, it looks like I didn't take care of. That's because with the windows, the one that's part of our bedroom, that one, one side didn't get taken care of on the outside because there's a screen right there, and I can't really remove it. I'm sure there is a way to remove it, but I just don't know how to remove it. So only one side of that window is clean, and then also in the spare bedroom, there was no hook for me to get to the other side of the top part of that window. And also, I don't know if you could tell on that window, but outside that window is our fire escape. So it's kind of a pain to get in and out of that fire escape. So I just let that top part go. And besides, not too many people go in that room anyway. Hardly any and I go in that room at all. So I wasn't going to worry about it. So, but other than that, the rest of the windows are clean. Now, since that's done, let's go ahead and let's check on our hummingbird, our hummingbird mix and see how it is doing. Okay, so I was just checking on the solution and it is still pretty warm. So I think probably we're going to have to wait probably another hour or so, and I will check up on it then, and then we'll go ahead and get it prepared. Alrighty, so as soon as I got off of making that last video, I just got an update on more openings that are happening in Ohio, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on that. So I had to write them down or else I was going to forget because there were so many. So May 21st, campgrounds are going to reopen in Ohio. May 22nd, horse racing is going to open up, but they said that no one is to be there and to see it, so no guests, but horse racing is opening up. May 26th, this is a big one. BMVs, gyms, fitness centers, rec centers are going to open up. Sports leagues that are non-contact only are going to reopen. And here is my favorite one, and I wasn't sure if this was going to happen, but pools are going to reopen on May 26th. However, amusement parks or water park pools are not included in that. So that would be like your community pools that are going to open up. So I'm excited for that because we have a pool in our neighborhood, and I'm excited. And last one, May 31st, daycare and childcare is going to open back up. But I guess they're only limiting to how many kids are going to be in each room. And then, of course, just like everyone else, they're going to take extra precautions on keeping everybody safe. And also, day camps are going to reopen on May 31st. So things are slowly opening back up, and I'm definitely excited. Since the last time that I updated, there actually is another update that was brought to my attention that that's going to open up tomorrow, which is Friday, May 15th. Of course, I mentioned that hair salons and spas are going to reopen tomorrow, which is awesome. But also, tattoo parlors are actually going to open back up tomorrow. And I've just seen a lot of posts, people saying they're ready for another tattoo, so I'm sure those are definitely going to be busy tomorrow. Alright, well, I think that's all I got for right now. So we'll check back in and we'll see how the hummingbird juice is going to do. Okay, so I just checked the hummingbird juice and looks like it has cooled off enough. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the bottom here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour it in. Now, I don't know if this is going to fill up the whole thing, but let's see. Oh, pretty close. All right. that. Got, twist that on. Make sure it's nice and tight. Flip that over. All right. Let's go ahead and we're gonna hang this baby up. All right, I think it's safe to say that about does it. Got everything we need planted, everything made and hung up. All the windows are nice and clean. I'd say that about does it. Alright, so that's going to do it for today. We showed you the different type of plants that I bought and where I hung them up at. Got to give you some ideas on what kind of flowers to buy if you were interested in decorating your yard with flowers, and what are the appropriate ones depending on how much sunlight you guys get. We did clean all the windows today, so they are nice and sparkly clean, which is great. Maybe I'll be able to see out of them, and all Lucy's nose prints are off of them, which is great. And then I showed you guys how to make the hummingbird juice, and we got that all hung up, and hopefully here pretty soon I'll see my first hummingbird for the season. Usually I always get like a little female that shows up, and so it always makes me so happy when I see them stop by. Alright, so that's going to do it. Just remember, if you like this video, to go ahead and click the like button. And feel free to comment below on any ideas that you may have for us, that we can do for you guys. We're definitely up for anything. And just remember to subscribe to our channel. If you don't know how to subscribe, there is a big subscribe button down below. You just click that button, and then when you click that, there's going to be a bell icon that's right next to it. Just click that and it will notify you when we upload a new video. Alright, and then that is it, and we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll see you next time, and that is that.